มสาระความรู้ก่อนใครได้ที่ RSU Wisdom TV ทางระบบทีวีดาวเทียมหรือผ่านแอปพลิเคชัน RSU Wisdom TV ดาวน์โหลดแอปพลิเคชันได้ที่ Google Play และ App Store
Back into ASEAN interview, we speak to guests, an important guest coming up ahead in a very important summit, the ASEAN University Youth Summit.
ครับช่วงอินเทอร์วิวนะครับในช่วงสุดท้ายวันนี้เราไปสัมภาษณ์พูดคุยนะครับประเด็นเรื่องของการศึกษาในอาเซียนโดยเฉพาะยิ่งไปเจาะกันที่กลุ่มเยาวชนเลยครับ
Let's go listen.
And welcome to the ASEAN interview. I'm Lisa Alisa Sitiwong, and in which today we'll be getting to know one of the networks of Rangsit University called P2A, or Passage to ASEAN, in which is a network which combines students with all the ASEAN region. Today I'm here with Mr. Jeroen Schedler, the assistant to the president for internationalization. Sawadee ka.
Sawadee ka.
So first of all, about the P2A itself, what is P2A?
It's a network, Lisa, but to explain best what that network actually does, let me tell you a little story. When I was a young boy,
okay.
I was born in the Netherlands. Nice family, mom, dad, 3 sisters. My mom, she was Dutch and she grew up in Rotterdam. And my dad is actually from Indonesia.
Okay.
And when he was a little boy, he grew up in Semarang, Indonesia. There was one thing with my parents they had in common. Both grew up during the Second World War. And during that time in Indonesia, the Japanese came and they took my dad's family, put them in the camps, separated boys and girls and moms and dads. It was horrible. At the same time in Rotterdam, my mom lived there during the time of the German invasion. So there were bombs and the Germans did all horrible things. What I remember as a little boy, Lisa, my parents never said anything really bad about Germans or about Japanese. They hardly talked about it.
Okay.
But still, I felt like these are horrible people. These are really bad people.
So
I
you
never
grew
liked
up with
Germans.
the perception.
I grew up with the perception that
Yep.
these are right, that these are not very nice people. Exactly. The amazing thing is that when I was about 18, I left for Germany, right? And I studied there for 4 years. And that was the first time that I actually met Germans.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, they were really nice people.
They weren't like what you had always thought.
Not at all. They were not responsible for what happened to my parents. They were not even part of it. They felt bad about all the things in history. And what it taught me in a young age was that sometimes what we feel about other people simply comes from perceptions. And perceptions, if you look up the definition of a perception, it is an opinion that we have based off incomplete or unverified information. Yet these perceptions, they shape our thoughts, they shape our actions, and they shape our behaviors.
Exactly.
So, if I wouldn't have been to Germany up till today,
You'd still have the
I would
same.
stay away from the Germans. Now, that is just an example of how we all grew up with perception, how we all have perceptions about our neighboring countries, etc., etc. But these perceptions, sometimes good, sometimes bad, do shape our actions. When we started thinking about P2A, this was very much the foundation of what we wanted to do. We know that our students at Rangsit University have all kinds of ideas about other countries in the ASEAN community, sometimes good, sometimes bad. We don't mind what these perceptions are, but we wanted to give them more experience and more exposure to see if these perceptions are right or maybe wrong.
Okay.
And why we want to do that? Because if you look at the major goals of the ASEAN community, there's 3 things. Prosperity, okay, that's about money.
Yep.
But more important, they want to have a peaceful and a harmonious region. Now, to create peace and harmony, we have to make sure that we really understand each other, that we have the right opinions about each other.
That's true.
Because if we understand them, then we can build respect, and from respect we can build friendship.
So that's how P2A started, from this concept here.
Yeah.
And so currently, you are from Rangsit University, but the network expands to ASEAN, or
Correct.
how does it
Yeah.
work?
It started actually in 2012 when we invited 5 of our closest partners from Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos and Myanmar. And we invited them to Rangsit University, and we spent 4 days together just asking ourselves these questions. How can we, as universities, how can we prepare the students for the ASEAN community? What can our role be? And in those 4 days, we made a framework for Passage to ASEAN, which is in essence a mobility program. But by working together with so many universities, we set a framework that make mobility much easier and much more simple than standard mobility.
Currently, how many universities are involved in the P2A?
We have now 65 universities.
65 universities.
65
This is throughout the ASEAN region.
Correct. It covers the entire ASEAN. All 10 countries are involved. We have our annual partner meetings. We have a strong association with the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta, and we now start working with other organizations as well.
So what about in Thailand itself? How many students are in the P2A?
Altogether, in the whole P2A network, we we combine about 2 million students at this
2
moment.
million,
2 million
wow.
students, yes.
And from Thailand itself, how many?
From Thailand, we work together with Chiang Mai Ratchapat. We work together with Mahasarakam, with Khon Kaen University, Hat Yai University, and with Rangsit University. So we have 5 universities. So it would be roughly 100,000, 150,000 students.
That's a really big network, considering the fact that it just started in 2012 as well.
Yeah. It has grown dramatically, actually. And the first year we needed to start establishing the framework, especially the model for mobility, because we had to figure out what are we going to do in that mobility to make sure that our students get more understanding, more knowledge, more understanding, and more respect for each other. So we developed quite a strict model, actually. So if students travel under P2A, they go through this program in different universities, all geared towards making sure that we understand what the perceptions are, and to see if these perceptions are right or wrong, whether we should adjust it.
I'm pretty sure that several people might be interested, or students might be interested in the P2A now that it's such a big network. What are some of the activities that students get to be involved in when they join?
The key activity of P2A network is what we call the P2A journeys. So students can go to the website, and there they can see the journeys that are listed and that are available for the students. That means that it's in progress. We're putting it online now, but they will have a choice about journeys that start in any of the 10 countries, and they can enroll to that. So they have the opportunity to go to an enormous amount of different journeys at different times, and that is a way for them to get together and to experience the entire region.
Journeys, as in they get to go study there, or do they get to travel there, or what do they get to do?
Yeah, the P2A is not an academic program. We took the academic part out to make it more simple, also to make sure that students can go at any time they want. So what they do in these activities, in these journeys, they follow activities geared towards knowledge and understanding. And what it means, Lisa, is that before students go on a journey, we ask them to list down their perceptions of the country that they go to. Then they go to that country at the host university. They will start talking with the students that are there, with the teachers that are there, and they start discussing things about the ASEAN community, about the differences in the country. And at the end of the program, we measure their perceptions again. Do they still feel the same as before, and what has changed?
How long does one journey take approximately?
You can be certified for P2A, and if you want to have certification of P2A, we require the students to go to at least 3 countries.
At least 3 countries.
And to spend at least 3 days in each country.
Oh, okay.
But a journey can be anything from 3 days to 7 days.
I'm pretty sure some people might be concerned about funding, like for students. How does the P2A help in terms of that on each journey?
Yeah. That is actually one of the strengths of the P2A network. We managed to get an agreement with all the 65 partners that everybody, in any country you go, will charge $25 per day. That's what, 700 baht at the moment. And 700 baht gives you accommodation, it gives you the program, it gives you all the meals, it gives you everything that you need. So 700 baht, that means that if you go on a 3-day journey, for 2,000 baht, you can go to another country and spend time there, excluding travel, of course.
That's a very good deal.
That makes it very cheap,
Yes.
and that makes it also accessible. Because, Lisa, it's not only $25 in Thailand, it's also $25 in Singapore.
Yeah.
Now, normally you never could get even a room for
No.
$25. Yeah.
It's a really good opportunity for students. Now, there's one activity that just recently occurred. It's the ASEAN University
Yeah.
Youth Summit 2016,
Yeah.
which occurred in Indonesia. Was the P2A involved with that?
Yeah, it's an absolute wonderful event because, like P2A, it tries to bring students, or it brings together students.
Yeah.
We are involved with that in the sense that we support it, we promote it through our own channels. P2A members send students there, and we're even discussing if there is a further partnership possible. Because if we look at the big goal, the big goal is really to make sure that these students in the ASEAN community
Yeah.
get together and get more knowledge and understanding. So that's a massive job. That's sheer by the numbers. So we encourage all these activities, and we seek alliances with them, because if we join hands, of course, we can be stronger than when we are alone.
Now, last but not least, if a student is interested in joining the P2A, what are some of the criteria? What do they have to pass through in order to join?
Yeah, best way is to come to this wonderful P2A office.
Yep.
We have Miss Lily here, who can help you further. The other way is to go to the website p2a.asia, or you go to the Facebook page Passage to ASEAN. And even your faculty coordinator will know about this and can help you to
Any
enroll.
requirements, any age limit or anything that needs to be required to join?
Not really. The essence of P2A was that we wanted to make it as easy and simple as possible. So any student who is supported by the faculty can enroll.
All right. Well, therefore, that's a very interesting program here at Rangsit University and of course, all over ASEAN. For those students who are interested in joining, don't forget to visit the website or visit the office here at Rangsit University. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Jeroen,
Thank you very
for
much,
today's
Lisa.
talk.
Thank
And
you.
so that brings us to the end of the ASEAN interview for today. I'm Lisa Alisa Sitiwong. Thank you for watching. Sawadee ka.
And thank you very much for those insights. Youths are very much an important developing part of ASEAN.
Exactly.
And as we saw from our interview, lots and lots of insights indeed. And with that, we wrap up the show. Thanks for tuning in to ASEAN Challenge this week. We'll see you again very soon next week. For now, สวัสดี
สวัส
ค่ะ
ดีครับ